This video will go through an example of a scenario where you might want to contribute learning content to the GitLab Learn platform. Say you were browsing the GitLab handbook and you found a page that was really interesting that you wanted to share with your colleagues. Or perhaps you found an interesting article external to GitLab or an interesting video on YouTube that you would like to share with people in the GitLab platform. The first step, regardless of the content that you find, is to make sure that the content is located in the handbook. All learning content in GitLab Learn is handbook first, and so whatever content you'd like to contribute to the platform needs to be in the handbook first. So if you find that external YouTube video or an external article, first step is to find an appropriate place in the handbook to add that link or embed the video. From there, if you'd like to share it with your team, share it with your colleagues, or just have it available in the platform because you learned something from it and you want others to learn as well, you can come to this Create tab and click SmartCard. Now, I have found a page in the handbook that I've copied the text for, or copied the link for, that I'm ready to add. So the first thing I will do is add the link to the content that I'm sharing. This content that I'm sharing is the Making Decisions handbook page. I have the option to edit the title in the preview, and to add a short bit of text to tell the user what to do with the smart card. So for example, I could edit it to say, read full handbook page. Use this section to give the learner instruction on what to do with the content. You have the option to set the level. You have the option to share with different channels or groups. So if you're sharing this for a specific group, you could come in here and say, I want to tell all account executives about this Making Decisions page. Or perhaps you just want to share it with the leadership development channel. So anyone following leadership development content can see this Making Decisions page. Decide if the content is public or private. You can add tags to the content by typing in the tag and clicking enter. Set the language to the language that the content is in. In advanced settings, you have the options to restrict content, choose a provider, which is not a necessary step, set the duration of how long it will take the user to go through the content, and decide on the content type. There's tons of different content types that you can identify. Handbook pages can be marked as articles. And then from there, you hit create. You can see it will bring you to your own content page where you can then find the smart card that you just created. We have additional trainings on our admin page for GitLab Learn regarding updating images for different content in the platform. But for handbook links, there's no need to change the image. This image that is populated based on the handbook is fine. So that's an example of a scenario that you might find yourself in where you want to contribute content to GitLab Learn. Just to go over the steps one more time, it's find the content you'd like to share, make sure that content is in the handbook and add it to the handbook using a merge request if it's not there already. Then create a smart card where you link to that content in the handbook, make all of the permissions and settings updated within GitLab Learn, and then hit create.